Have you ever felt like life is moving faster than you can keep up, leaving you wondering if you can truly enjoy your independence in these later years? You're not alone in feeling this way. Many people reach a stage where they question if living alone can be both fulfilling and manageable. But what if I told you that avoiding just a few common missteps could completely change how you experience these golden years, making them not just about getting by but genuinely thriving? In today's video, we're diving into 12 essential tips that can transform your later years, from preventing loneliness, protecting your health, and creating a safe, nurturing home environment to keeping your finances in check. These aren't just about maintaining your independence. They're about living a life filled with joy, purpose, and connection. Imagine knowing how to stay socially active, set meaningful routines, and find true peace within your own space. Or learning simple ways to manage sentimental items, prepare for emergencies, and organize your finances so that stress doesn't weigh you down. By the end of this video, you'll know how to avoid common pitfalls and fully embrace the freedom and joy of this life stage. Stick with us until the end. You'll come away with practical insights and inspiring real-life stories that might just change the way you see your independence. So, if you're ready to turn these years into some of your best yet, let's jump in and explore how you can live fully, freely, and with renewed purpose. If you are not subscribed, I recommend subscribing and activating the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support means a lot to me, and if you enjoyed this video, you can help me continue spreading the valuable lessons by liking and sharing it. 1. Avoid complete isolation. In life, there's a quiet, often unseen path that can subtly start to wind its way into our days as we age, a path that leads to complete isolation. It doesn't happen all at once, nor does it come with grand announcements. Instead, it often begins in small, almost unnoticeable ways. A social event postponed, a coffee date rescheduled, and before we know it, a missed opportunity for connection turns into weeks and then months of solitude. What once felt like peaceful alone time gradually becomes something else, an unspoken loneliness, an empty quiet that starts to fill the spaces once held by friends, family, and familiar voices. It's the kind of silence that settles in not just around us, but within us, touching parts of the soul that yearn for laughter, companionship, and the vibrant exchange of shared experiences. Too often, I've seen this experience unfold in the lives of older friends and family members, people with so much love for life who found themselves, despite their intentions, slowly drifting from the warmth of companionship and connection. It's heartbreaking to hear their stories. Stories of moments missed, phone calls left unreturned, and bonds that quietly faded. And the truth is, this journey into isolation often catches us off guard. It's as if one day we look around and realize that the beautiful world we were once a part of seems somehow dimmer, less full of the laughter and joy that once brought light to our days. Isolation, while sometimes peaceful, has a way of slowly stealing away our sense of purpose, our happiness, and even our vitality. This is why, as we grow older, making an effort to stay connected with others is not just a luxury, it's a necessity. Staying connected doesn't mean we need to attend bustling gatherings or force ourselves into large events that may feel overwhelming. Sometimes, the most meaningful connections are found in the smallest, simplest of gestures. It could be a weekly phone call with a loved one, a chance to share stories, updates, and even the little moments of laughter that remind us of our place in their lives. Or perhaps it's a monthly get-together with a friend, where familiar conversations flow naturally, offering both comfort and a sense of belonging. Even joining a virtual group, where the faces may be seen through a screen but the voices and laughter are real, can bring a feeling of connection that reminds us we are not alone. And it's not just in calls and gatherings. The act of reaching out, of purposefully choosing connection, has the power to transform our lives in ways we may not expect. I remember hearing about a woman who, after feeling a growing sense of emptiness, decided to step outside her comfort zone and volunteer at a local animal shelter. At first, she felt uncertain, even nervous about the commitment. She questioned if it would be worth the effort, if she was too old, if her help would even matter. But as the weeks went by, something remarkable began to happen. She found herself looking forward to those days, counting down the time until she would be there, surrounded by the gentle companionship of animals and the kindness of others who shared her purpose. That one day each week became her anchor, a lifeline to joy, connection, and purpose. The friendships that grew from those volunteer hours were unexpected, yet they filled her life with warmth and companionship she hadn't known she was missing. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. In small steps like these, we find that life is enriched in countless ways by the presence of others. It's about more than simply avoiding loneliness. It's about experiencing life fully and embracing the beauty and richness that come from being part of a community, however small. Imagine the joy of discovering a new hobby with a friend, the shared laughter over coffee, and the feeling of being seen and understood. These moments, though they may seem small, have the power to reignite our sense of joy, our love for life, and even our sense of purpose. They remind us that we're all connected, that our stories matter, and that we have a place in the world, a place where we are valued and cherished. The journey to stay connected doesn't have to be grand or demanding. It's often as simple as showing up. Maybe it's attending a local gathering where familiar faces bring comfort, or perhaps it's choosing to visit a community center once a month. Even a brief encounter with a friendly face in the neighborhood can remind us of our connection to others. In these interactions, we find something precious, a sense of belonging, a reminder that we are seen, valued, and understood. It's about bringing meaning back into our days, about building a life that feels rich with connection and love. And for those of us who hesitate, who worry that we may be too old or that we don't have anything left to offer, know that your presence alone brings joy to others. Just as you seek companionship, there are people out there who would feel blessed by yours. These connections, however brief or small, build resilience in our spirits. They fill us with warmth, lift our spirits, and remind us of the beautiful, intricate web of humanity we're all a part of. They create a world where love, understanding, and joy are shared freely. Staying connected, then, is more than just a way to keep loneliness at bay. It's about living life fully and wholeheartedly, about cherishing each day and the many small miracles of friendship, kindness, and love that it offers. In choosing connection, you are choosing life, rich, beautiful, and deeply fulfilling. Yes, it may take effort, and it may sometimes feel like stepping into the unknown, but the reward, the warmth, the love, the shared laughter, is priceless. Let us remember that in connecting with others, we truly find ourselves, and in that discovery lies the beauty of life itself. 2. Prioritize your health. Let's take a moment to reflect on something deeply significant: prioritizing your health. Living alone can lull you into a sense of comfort, a quiet assurance that all is well and that you're managing just fine on your own. But there's a risk in that comfort, an illusion that can make it easy to let things slip by. With no one around to offer gentle reminders about daily habits or appointments, the routines that keep you strong and vibrant can start to feel less urgent. Yet as the years go by, the importance of these little habits only deepens. The simple truth is that as we age, health becomes more than a checklist. It becomes an act of devotion to our well-being, a promise we keep to ourselves every day. Think of health as a garden that needs regular tending. Without consistent care, the weeds of neglect quietly grow. Perhaps you've heard stories, as I have, of people who postponed their health appointments, telling themselves, "I'll go next week." One story in particular touched me deeply. A gentleman who, over and over, pushed off his doctor's visits and routine checkups, convinced he could manage on his own. He didn't notice as the weeks blurred into months and those small, manageable health concerns began to grow into something far more serious. His story, looking back, was filled with regret. He wished he had taken his health more seriously when he still had the time to do something about it. It's a sobering reminder of how easily time can slip through our fingers, leaving us with regrets we could have prevented with a little extra care. Please, let his story be a heartfelt reminder. Don't delay when it comes to your health. Life doesn't give us endless opportunities to course correct, but each day we have the chance to choose wisely and care for ourselves fully. If you find it helpful, jot down reminders in a calendar, or set notifications on your phone. These small tools can be invaluable in keeping you on track. A daily walk, a few minutes of gentle stretching, or even a mindful breath of fresh air can work wonders over time. Picture yourself stepping outside, feeling the sun warming your skin, inhaling the crisp air, and finding a moment of peace amidst the day. These simple practices, while they may seem minor, are powerful anchors that keep you grounded, connected, and vibrant. And as we talk about health, let's remember that it encompasses more than just the body. It extends to the mind and heart. Living alone, while filled with its unique freedoms, can sometimes open the door to loneliness or lingering anxiety. These feelings, when kept bottled up, can quietly grow into burdens that weigh us down, making life feel heavier and more isolated. It's essential to remember that seeking support is not a weakness but an act of strength and self-respect. Speaking with a trusted friend or family member can lighten that burden. Even reaching out to a professional can be a gift you give yourself, a space where your feelings can be heard, where your heart can breathe. Embracing your emotional well-being is as vital as caring for your physical health. Taking these moments to care for yourself isn't just about checking off boxes or fulfilling a duty. It's about honoring your life. It's an act of kindness to yourself, a small yet powerful way to invest in your happiness, resilience, and future. Imagine how much richer life feels when you're physically and emotionally whole, able to move, connect, and savor life's joys without the weight of unspoken struggles or unattended needs. So, let health be your steadfast companion, the foundation upon which you build a life of energy, joy, and fulfillment. Embrace each step of this journey, and remember that every little action you take is an enduring gift you give to yourself. When you care for your body, your mind, and your spirit, life responds in kind, opening doors, creating possibilities, and allowing you to experience the world with clarity, warmth, and a sense of boundless gratitude. Your health isn't just a task. It's a promise to the most important person in your life, you. 3. Ensure safety in your environment. As we delve into the importance of safety, it's essential to recognize that this is not just about protection. It's about honoring your life, your well-being, and your cherished independence. Over the years, you've built a life full of routines and confidence, mastering daily tasks that you can practically do with your eyes closed. But as we age, the need to approach safety thoughtfully and purposefully becomes undeniable. It's natural to feel invincible after years of handling everything on your own. Many of us brush off little risks, thinking, "I've always been fine." However, in reality, all it takes is one unforeseen moment, a single slip, trip, or stumble, to shift everything in a way that may be difficult to recover from. By taking a proactive stance on safety, you're not just preventing mishaps. You're creating a foundation of security and peace of mind that allows you to live each day with confidence and ease. Consider a story that has resonated with many. I once read about a woman who, in the middle of an ordinary day, slipped into her kitchen. Thankfully, her fall wasn't life-threatening, but she found herself unable to reach her phone, lying alone and isolated. Those hours waiting for someone to realize her absence felt like an eternity. That moment of vulnerability shifted her perspective and led her to invest in a personal emergency response system. Just a small device, it allowed her to call for help with a single button press. This one, relatively simple change brought her peace of mind she hadn't known she needed. She felt empowered, not just because help was now always within reach, but because she had taken an active step to protect herself and her independence. She could finally move freely around her home, unburdened by fear, knowing that she'd never be truly alone if she needed help. Safety is often about these small, intentional changes that yield tremendous benefits. Enhancing the lighting throughout your home, especially in high-risk areas like stairways, hallways, and bathrooms, is a simple yet powerful way to make your environment safer. A single misplaced step in a poorly lit area can easily lead to an accident that could have been prevented with better lighting. So, think of light not just as a convenience but as a safeguard. Consider installing nightlights in your hallways or motion sensor lights in darker areas. Small adjustments that provide continuous security and reassurance, allowing you to navigate your home with confidence day or night. This isn't just about practicality. It's about creating an environment that supports you, that allows you to move freely and independently, without the underlying worry of potential hazards. Beyond indoor lighting, there's also value in looking at home security measures as a way to fortify your sanctuary. Some may feel that security cameras or alarm systems are excessive, especially if they live in what they feel is a safe neighborhood. Yet, these measures aren't about succumbing to fear. They're about creating a space that's guarded and peaceful. Security isn't only about guarding against the unlikely event of a break-in. It's also about the peace of mind that comes with knowing you have an extra layer of protection. Even something as simple as asking a trusted neighbor to check in occasionally or setting up a regular call with a friend can add to this sense of security. These small gestures foster connection, provide reassurance, and allow you to maintain the independence you value so highly without compromising on safety. There's another angle to safety, one that extends beyond physical adjustments. Creating a safety-conscious mindset involves approaching life with the knowledge that taking proactive steps is a powerful way to honor yourself. When you invest in these safety measures, you're sending yourself a message. I value my well-being, and I am committed to living a life that's as comfortable, independent, and fulfilling as possible. These choices aren't simply about preventing accidents. They're about enhancing your quality of life, recognizing that your safety is a priority and that every measure you take is an investment in your happiness and freedom. Imagine how empowering it is to live in a space where you feel not just secure but nurtured by the environment you've created. Each small adjustment, whether it's installing handrails, adding better lighting, or embracing a personal emergency system, is an affirmation of your self-care and respect for your independence. You're building a sanctuary where you can live with ease, moving confidently and freely, knowing that your environment is designed with your needs and safety in mind. This isn't about avoiding life's risks. It's about enjoying life fully, with the peace of knowing that you're protected and that your surroundings support you. Safety, at its core, is about love. Love for yourself, your life, and the things you cherish. By choosing to live in a safer, well-prepared environment, you're not only honoring your life, but also creating an atmosphere where you can thrive with dignity and assurance. Every small step, every precaution, is a testament to your strength, a recognition that you deserve a space where you're secure, independent, and free to savor the richness of each day. Embrace these safety measures as acts of self-compassion and dedication, affirming that you are worthy of comfort, peace, and the freedom to live your life fully, joyfully, and safely. 4. Develop healthy habits. Living alone brings a unique freedom, a freedom to shape each day by your design, to build a life on your terms without the subtle pressures and routines that often come from sharing a space with others. This newfound independence is incredibly liberating, a chance to explore yourself and your needs without interference. Yet, with this liberty also comes a quiet challenge. Without someone around to notice or encourage us, small habits can settle into our lives almost unnoticed, sometimes growing into patterns that might not fully serve our well-being. It's easy, even for the best of us, to slip into small indulgences. Maybe it's staying on the couch a bit longer, reaching for comfort foods, or skipping meals here and there. At first, these choices feel small and insignificant, and often they are. But over time, as days turn to weeks, and weeks into months, these little habits can slowly settle into our daily rhythm in ways that begin to drain our energy and motivation. I remember hearing the story of a woman who had recently lost her spouse and found herself slowly, almost without realizing it, relying more and more on familiar comforts to fill the quiet hours of her day. She started by watching TV a bit longer each evening, letting the hours pass with her favorite shows, and reaching for her favorite comfort snacks to pass the time. At first, these were moments of reprieve, a way to find comfort in her solitude. But as the days went by, she noticed the impact. Her energy began to dip, she felt sluggish, and soon, even her mind seemed clouded, and her body ached more than it had before. The joy she had once found in her own company felt like it was slipping away, and she began to feel a growing disconnect with herself. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment below to let me know that you are still here with me. It wasn't until she could feel the toll on her health that she decided to make a change, a conscious choice to care for herself in a way that went beyond these fleeting comforts. She didn't aim for perfection or try to overhaul everything at once. Instead, she started gently, setting small, meaningful goals that were achievable and within reach. She began by preparing simple, nourishing meals each day. Meals that she enjoyed and that fueled her body with the nutrients she needed to feel vibrant. Slowly, she incorporated a short walk into her routine, just a gentle stroll around her neighborhood to feel the sun on her face and breathe in the fresh air. Each step, while small on its own, became a powerful act of self-care, a promise to herself that she was worthy of the energy and attention it took to live well. Over time, these small adjustments brought back a vitality and a sense of purpose she had missed. She rediscovered simple pleasures, like trying out new recipes or arranging fresh flowers on her dining table, and felt a renewed connection with herself. Her journey wasn't about becoming a different person overnight or setting unrealistic standards. It was about learning to show up for herself, consistently, with kindness and intention. She began to value these acts of self-care not as chores but as gifts to herself, as gentle reminders of her worth and strength. And as she did, she began to feel more energized, more connected to the beauty of her own life, with a growing sense of contentment and peace. Consider, then, what small, loving steps you might take to care for yourself each day. Perhaps you could start by committing to prepare a few healthy meals each week, to give your body the nourishment it deserves. Or maybe it's taking a daily stroll, letting nature offer you a moment of calm and clarity, or immersing yourself in a hobby that awakens your joy and keeps you moving. These choices need not be grand or perfect. They only need to be heartfelt, rooted in the belief that you are worthy of health and happiness. Think of each action, no matter how small, as a way of honoring your body and spirit. This journey isn't about reaching some distant, idealized version of health, but about weaving well-being into the fabric of your life in a way that feels sustainable and real. Allow yourself the grace to begin slowly, to make gentle, gradual changes that support your vitality, and let these habits grow as you nurture them. In doing so, you're not only giving yourself the gift of a healthy, fulfilling life, but you're also reaffirming a beautiful truth: that every small act of self-care, every gentle step towards health, is a testament to your resilience, your strength, and your unwavering commitment to yourself. As you take these steps, remember that this journey is yours, one where each day holds a new opportunity to cultivate love and care for yourself, crafting a life that not only sustains you but allows you to truly thrive. 5. Manage your home effectively. Our homes are sanctuaries, yet they are also witnesses to the countless seasons of life, each room bearing the weight of memories and moments that define us. The walls don't merely enclose, they hold echoes of laughter, whispered conversations, and quiet tears. A well-worn kitchen counter remembers each birthday cake made with love, the living room recalls evenings spent gathered with family, and the bedrooms bear the faint imprint of late-night stories and dreams shared in the dark. In every home, there's a spirit, a warmth that speaks of years well lived and days well loved. As life unfolds, though, what was once perfectly fitting, a home full of energy, life, and growth, can evolve into something that feels almost overwhelming. The spacious rooms that once held the joyous chaos of a bustling family may begin to feel empty and even daunting. The once routine tasks, caring for the yard, dusting high shelves, and making countless repairs, may now demand more energy and commitment than they once did. There's a subtle shift that can occur as we grow older, one where the comfort of a familiar space can transform into a weight, something that tugs at our strength, inch by inch, day by day. I'm reminded of Margaret, a woman whose journey with her home is one many might recognize. Margaret's home was a beautiful, sprawling place that had sheltered her family for decades. Each room had seen the laughter of her children, the warmth of family gatherings, and the tender moments of their daily lives. For years, she had embraced the upkeep, managing the demands of a larger home, never pausing to consider how much of herself she was pouring into this space. After her children grew up and moved away, Margaret found herself alone with the echoes of memories and the weight of a house that suddenly felt too large, too empty. Yet, she clung to it, feeling bound by a sense of duty, and at times, guilt. How could she leave the home that held so much of her family's story? How could she even entertain the thought of moving, when each room carried reminders of laughter, love, and moments that felt timeless? Margaret spent years in that house, each season bringing new challenges to its upkeep. She found herself exhausted from endless rounds of cleaning, yard work, and small repairs. Every time a faucet needed fixing or the gutters needed clearing, it was a reminder that the place she once adored was now slowly draining her spirit. Yet, the guilt remained. She feared that moving would mean abandoning her family's history or somehow erasing the life they had built within those walls. She felt that downsizing would mean accepting an ending, and that thought felt too heavy, too final. But as time went on, Margaret began to notice the toll this attachment was taking on her well-being. She missed the freedom to wake up each day and focus on herself, to indulge in small pleasures without feeling tethered to a never-ending list of tasks. She longed for a life where her days were not swallowed up by cleaning, maintaining, and worrying about what needed to be fixed next. The realization dawned on her slowly but unmistakably. By holding on to a space that no longer suited her, she was holding herself back from the peace and simplicity she truly needed. After much soul-searching and difficult conversations with herself, Margaret decided to let go. She took a courageous leap and downsized, moving into a smaller, more manageable home that could meet her current needs without demanding so much of her. The transition wasn't easy. There were days when she missed the grandness of her old home and moments when she felt a pang of nostalgia for the life she had once led there. Yet, as the weeks turned into months, Margaret felt a transformation within herself. Gone was the constant stress of upkeep. In its place was a new sense of liberation. Her smaller home welcomed her with simplicity and warmth, and she found a renewed joy in each day, knowing her time was now her own. For the first time in years, Margaret could savor her mornings on her new, modest porch, coffee in hand, unburdened by thoughts of chores. She explored hobbies she had long put aside and even found herself reconnecting with friends, going out without the weight of maintenance hanging over her head. She was rediscovering a lighter way of living, one where her energy was invested in herself and the things she loved, rather than in a house that had become too much to handle. Downsizing may not be the answer for everyone, and for some, staying in a beloved home can be a source of great comfort. However, it's worth taking a gentle look at your space and asking yourself if it still nurtures you, if it truly brings you peace and joy in the present moment. Sometimes, even when a house holds so many beautiful memories, the responsibility it demands may no longer be sustainable. It's okay to reevaluate. It's okay to choose what feels right for you now, even if that choice is difficult. If keeping your current home is what resonates most deeply, then embrace it. Know that there is no shame in seeking support, whether that means hiring someone to help with the garden, bringing in a cleaner, or even asking a family member to pitch in with repairs. Your home should be a place of rest, a place where you can feel recharged and at ease, not a constant reminder of tasks undone or burdens waiting to be lifted. Sometimes, a bit of extra help is all that's needed to reclaim that sense of sanctuary. At the end of the day, it's about honoring yourself, your time, and the life you've built. Our homes should reflect who we are now, not who we were or what we once needed. Whether that means moving to a simpler space or simply bringing in a helping hand, let your choices reflect your needs and desires at this stage in your life. A home is meant to be a haven, a place where you can rest, find joy, and feel truly at peace. Embrace the freedom to live comfortably, to find joy in every corner of your life, and to focus on what truly matters. 6. Find a sense of purpose. When we talk about simplifying life, one of the most important yet often overlooked aspects is finding, or perhaps rediscovering, a deep, soul-stirring sense of purpose. Especially in the later chapters of life, the longing for purpose can feel more urgent than ever. Living alone, whether by choice, after retirement, or after the loss of a beloved partner, can introduce an unfamiliar solitude. Days that were once brimming with busyness, marked by work responsibilities or caring for loved ones, may now feel still, with time stretching endlessly before you. Many people in these years express an almost aching sense of simply passing the days, feeling adrift without the structure that once defined their lives. They missed the feeling of waking up with a reason to move forward, a reason to engage, a reason to feel like they are making a difference. But let me remind you with the deepest conviction. Your life is precious, overflowing with worth and value, no matter your age, your circumstances, or the changes life has brought. Within every new day lies a multitude of possibilities. Chances to reignite passions, nurture connections, and touch lives in ways both big and small. The beauty of this stage of life is that it's a time uniquely dedicated to you. It's an opportunity to explore what sets your spirit alight without the pressures of a packed schedule or the expectations of others. For many, this season offers a priceless chance to revisit dreams or hobbies that may have been set aside during the busier years of work, raising a family, or meeting the demands of life's daily hustle. Reflect on those past interests that once made your heart beat a little faster. Maybe it's the quiet joy of painting, where each brushstroke feels like a story in color. Perhaps it's the soothing rhythm of playing an instrument or the earthy comfort of gardening, where nurturing each seedling fills you with a gentle peace. These aren't simply hobbies. They're doorways to staying mentally vibrant, emotionally fulfilled, and fully alive. In embracing these activities, you're creating a rich tapestry of moments that make life feel vibrant and rewarding. I'm reminded of a deeply moving story about a man who, after retiring, felt his days blend into a lonely blur. He struggled with a lingering question. Was his time of making an impact over? Then, one day, he made a courageous decision to step out of his comfort zone and start volunteering as a mentor for young people in his community. At first, he worried that his life experiences would seem outdated or unimportant to a younger generation. But as time went on, something remarkable happened. The young people he worked with grew to see him as a source of wisdom, a friend, and a confidant. It wasn't just skills he was teaching them. It was the life lessons he'd gathered through his trials, triumphs, and moments of self-discovery. And what he found in return was beyond what he had hoped, a profound sense of belonging and a renewed purpose. He didn't just feel useful. He felt valued, connected, and genuinely needed. Each conversation, each shared story, became a reminder that his life still mattered, and that he had a legacy worth sharing. So if you're on a journey to find that deeper sense of purpose, begin gently, with curiosity and an open heart. It doesn't have to be something grand or life-altering all at once. Maybe it starts with picking up an old book, taking a walk in a park, or learning a skill you've always admired from afar. These small steps can be transformative, gradually reigniting that spark of wonder and fulfillment. Perhaps volunteering, as that man did, might be your pathway too. There are always people who would benefit from your kindness, your experiences, your listening ear. Every interaction you have can be a reminder that we're all interconnected and that each of us has something uniquely valuable to give. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 3 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Living alone doesn't mean living in isolation, nor does it mean a life without meaning. It means you have the precious freedom to design each day in ways that nurture your heart, spark your imagination, and invite you to discover new joys. These days are yours to fill with pursuits that bring peace, connection, and a renewed sense of self. Don't let anyone tell you that life's richness fades with time. The truth is, it only becomes more profound. As the years pass, you gain the clarity to see what truly matters, and to appreciate life's simpler, more genuine moments. Remember that each sunrise is a fresh canvas, a new beginning. Every day you're given is a precious opportunity to explore what makes you feel alive, purposeful, and joyful. Life, in its fullness, is still at your fingertips. Embrace it with open arms, trusting that even the smallest acts, whether it's tending to a garden, mentoring a young person, or simply enjoying the beauty of a quiet morning, all add meaning, depth, and a powerful sense of purpose to your journey. You are a beacon of wisdom and resilience, and the world is better for having you in it. 7. Embrace independence while asking for help. Independence is a precious gift, a powerful statement of resilience and strength. Yet, as we walk through life, especially in later years, It's vital to remember that independence doesn't mean shouldering every responsibility alone. Living on your own can often come with a silent burden, the weight of believing you must manage everything yourself. Many people find themselves fiercely proud of their autonomy, determined to prove, to themselves and others, that they are capable, that they can handle the ups and downs without needing to lean on anyone. But let me tell you, asking for help is not a sign of weakness or dependence. It's one of the most empowering, courageous acts you can do for yourself. Recognizing when to reach out is a profound acknowledgement of your worth, of the community around you, and of the life you deserve. I remember a deeply moving story from a woman who initially resisted asking for her children's help. She feared that reaching out would somehow betray her independence, making her seem vulnerable or less capable. In her heart, she worried that her children might think she was struggling or that she was no longer the strong parent they remembered. But over time, she discovered that asking for support didn't undermine her independence. It strengthened it. Her children responded with such compassion, eager to help in any way they could. Their support became a profound source of relief, lifting the weight off her shoulders and freeing her from the overwhelmed by daily demands. With their help, she found herself with more energy, more joy, and more time to devote to the activities she loved. She wasn't just getting by anymore, she was truly living, savoring each day without the shadow of exhaustion. There is no need to bear every burden alone. Perhaps it's asking a kind neighbor to grab a few groceries, or hiring someone for occasional help around the house. These small gestures of support don't diminish your independence. They elevate it, allowing you to live more fully, reclaim your time, and reduce unnecessary stress. Embracing help is an act of love for yourself, a gift that allows you to focus on what truly matters. Remember, there is incredible strength in knowing when to seek support, and it's something you wholly deserve. Community, connection, and kindness are all around you, ready to lend a hand. You don't have to face everything alone. There's a world of support waiting to help you thrive. 8. Maintain an organized home environment. Keeping an organized home environment can profoundly affect your well-being, more than most realize. When you live alone, you have the freedom to mold your space exactly how you envision it. Yet, without the gentle reminder or shared responsibility from someone else, it's easy to let things slip. You might think that a few unfinished tasks or minor clutter here and there won't matter much, but over time, these small things add up and can weigh on you. Not just in the physical sense, but emotionally too. Consider the story of a woman who, after the passing of her husband, found herself gradually losing the motivation to maintain her once cozy, cherished home. She let projects go unfinished. Papers accumulated into overwhelming stacks, and small cluttered spaces began to creep into every corner. What had once been her sanctuary now felt heavy and disordered, mirroring the grief and disarray in her heart. It wasn't until a dear friend visited and gently helped her declutter that she recognized how much her environment had been draining her spirit. Each piece of clutter she cleared wasn't just a chore but an emotional release, allowing her to regain a sense of control and a clarity she hadn't felt in a long time. Your home should be a source of comfort, a space where you feel at peace, not another weight on your shoulders. The process of transforming it doesn't have to be overwhelming. Start with small, intentional actions. Clear a single hallway, organize the surfaces you see most often, or create a dedicated spot for daily essentials. These small efforts are like breaths of fresh air, each one bringing more light and calm into your life. An organized home can be transformative, nurturing a sense of calm, control, and clarity that ripples through your daily life. Your space should echo the peace you deserve, reflecting the warmth, care, and serenity you seek for your heart and mind. 9. Establish a daily structure. Living alone can make time feel like a vast, unending sea, each day bleeding into the next, leaving you feeling adrift, disconnected, and even vulnerable to loneliness. Without the familiar anchors of work schedules or family routines, it's all too easy to lose track of days, to feel as though life is slipping through your fingers without substance or purpose. This sense of timelessness can erode a person's spirit, gradually dimming the joy and wonder that should accompany each day. But you hold the power to change this. By weaving simple, intentional routines into the fabric of your days, you can reclaim your sense of purpose and find a renewed connection to life's rhythms. Take, for example, the story of one man who, after retiring, found himself drifting into inactivity. Days stretched endlessly, leaving him feeling empty and unsure of his place. In a moment of clarity, he chose to reintroduce structure, starting small but meaningful. He set a specific day for grocery shopping, dedicated mornings to a peaceful walk, and carved out time to pursue his hobbies. These modest changes brought a newfound sense of grounding. Each activity became a touchstone, tethering him to the present and enriching his days with quiet fulfillment. Imagine waking up each morning with even a small plan in mind, savoring your coffee on the porch as sunlight streams across the trees, or perhaps scheduling a weekly outing, even if it's a simple drive to a nearby park to soak in nature's beauty. These gentle rituals act like guideposts, infusing each day with moments of anticipation and joy. The effect is subtle yet profound. Rather than aimlessly drifting, you find yourself looking forward to each day's small treasures. Taking control of your time doesn't mean filling every minute with tasks or rigid routines. Instead, it's about creating a comforting framework, a gentle rhythm that adds meaning, provides stability, and reminds you of life's quiet gifts. In these little rituals, you'll find a sense of peace and a connection to the world around you, knowing that each day, however simple, has been lived with purpose and intention. 10. Manage sentimental items. When it comes to sentimental items, we often find ourselves holding onto pieces of the past, each object tied to cherished memories, beloved people, and meaningful moments that have shaped our lives. Over the years, these mementos quietly accumulate, building a comforting but often overwhelming presence in our homes. Each piece may bring a rush of nostalgia, a sense of comfort, but when too many linger, they can turn our living space into something that feels weighed down, more a museum of memories than a home to grow and thrive in. Striking the delicate balance between honoring these memories and freeing ourselves from the heaviness of excess is no easy task. It's a deeply personal journey and one that often brings profound realizations about love, loss, and moving forward. One story that truly captures the heart of this struggle is of a woman who had held onto her late husband's belongings for years. Each piece, from clothes to letters, from worn shoes to old tools, was like a lifeline, a reminder of his presence, a way to keep him close. She felt that parting with even the smallest item would be akin to losing him all over again. But as time passed, she began to notice how this attachment to his things kept her in a holding pattern, unable to embrace the next chapter of her life. With her children's gentle support, she began the difficult, emotional process of sorting through his belongings. Together, they carefully chose which items held the deepest meaning, the ones that truly represented her husband's spirit and their shared life. It was a journey filled with both tears and healing, as she realized that letting go of the physical items did not diminish her love or her memories. Gradually, her home felt lighter, and she found space not only to breathe but to welcome new experiences and create fresh memories. If you're facing the daunting task of managing sentimental clutter, consider keeping a few precious items that resonate most deeply with you. For items that are harder to part with, taking photos can capture the memory without requiring physical space. Releasing these possessions isn't about erasing the past or forgetting your loved ones. It's a way to honor them by creating a home that reflects who you are now and who you are becoming. Lightening the physical load can be a transformative act that also lightens your heart, giving you the freedom to cherish the present. You'll carry forward the memories and love that truly matter, holding them forever close in your heart, even as you make room for the future. 11. Prepare for emergencies. Emergency preparedness is a profound act of self-empowerment and foresight, especially when you're living independently. The ability to calmly navigate the unforeseen, whether a power outage, sudden health crisis, or natural disaster, can transform what might otherwise be an overwhelming moment into one of resilience and confidence. Imagine this. A man who lived alone once experienced an unexpected winter storm that unleashed its fury on his small town, cutting off electricity for days. He had always believed that he could get by without too much planning. But that night, as he sat in the freezing darkness with his phone dead, no light to illuminate his path, and no one nearby to offer assistance, he felt an acute vulnerability he'd never known before, a sinking sense of isolation that left him desperate and unprepared. That experience became a turning point for him. He realized how the smallest steps could safeguard him from feeling helpless again. Determined never to face such despair, he invested in a portable phone charger, stocked his home with essentials, and bought battery-powered lanterns. This preparation didn't just equip him for emergencies, it transformed his peace of mind. He no longer feared the unexpected, feeling fortified by his foresight and ready to face any storm with confidence. Preparing for emergencies goes beyond mere practicality. It's an essential expression of self-care, an acknowledgement of your worth and autonomy. Taking the time to organize a list of emergency contacts and keeping it accessible can offer immeasurable comfort in times of need. Consider assembling a small emergency kit tailored to your unique needs. Non-perishable foods, bottled water, necessary medications, a flashlight, extra batteries, and a first aid kit. If you live in an area prone to severe weather, plan by knowing where local shelters are and stocking up on provisions well before you may need them. Equipping yourself for the unexpected is not about fostering fear, but rather about nurturing a profound sense of independence and inner strength. It's a commitment to safeguarding your well-being, reinforcing your resilience, and affirming that your safety is within your control. By taking these simple yet impactful steps, you'll not only protect yourself but also create a sanctuary of readiness, honoring the life you lead on your terms. In those pivotal moments when the world outside feels uncertain, your preparation will become a quiet testament to your courage and self-reliance, making all the difference when it matters most. 12. Organize your finances. Let's talk about something often overlooked but incredibly empowering: taking full control of your finances. Financial management may feel daunting, especially when you're handling it alone, but building a structured system is essential as we age. Without a proactive approach, it's easy to let piles of paperwork stack up, forget bill payments, or misplace critical documents, leaving you with an undercurrent of stress that chips away at your peace of mind. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 4 below to let me know that you are still here with me. I recall a story of a woman who discovered, to her dismay, just how chaotic her finances had become. Months had gone by, and when she finally sat down to go through her bank statements, she felt an overwhelming sense of unease. She found she had unknowingly paid for unused services and overlooked due dates on bills she thought had been settled. The realization left her feeling lost, her sense of control slipping further with each overdue notice. Yet, with the help of a caring family member, she was able to sift through the financial chaos, create a structured system, and reclaim her sense of stability. This newfound organization didn't just bring order to her finances. It gave her renewed confidence and a deep, soothing peace of mind. Creating a system for managing your finances doesn't have to be intimidating. Start by setting up automatic payments for essential bills, utilities, rent, or mortgage, so you're never left scrambling at the last minute. Dedicate time each month, even just a few moments, to review your bank statements and catch any unexpected charges or inactive subscriptions that may have slipped under the radar. Gathering essential documents, like bank statements, wills, and insurance policies, into one accessible and organized space can simplify things even further, making it easier to find what you need when you need it. And remember, if handling all of this feels like too much, reaching out to a trusted friend, family member, or financial advisor isn't a sign of weakness. It's an empowering step towards safeguarding your financial well-being. Taking charge of your finances isn't just about money. It's about freeing yourself from the weight of uncertainty, creating a safe foundation for your future, and gifting yourself the luxury of focusing on the joys of life, rather than the burdens. With organization comes freedom, and with freedom, a life filled with ease and fulfillment. You're building a future where your finances are aligned with your peace of mind, letting you live each day with the knowledge that the essentials are taken care of and your worries are at rest. As we wrap up, let's take a moment to reflect on what we've covered. Financial organization, while often overlooked, plays a crucial role in building a life of stability, freedom, and peace. So, what stood out to you most? What did you learn today that you feel will make a difference in how you approach your finances? Comment below with one thing you're going to bring into practice in your own life. Your insights and actions could inspire others on their journey toward financial peace. If you enjoyed this video, please leave your comment below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Your support helps us create more content to help you live your best life.